Hey guys, PsycoRevolution here, and welcome to episode 10 of my Gmod Machinima guide. Today we're learning about masking. Not general masking from Mountain Blade Fire and Sword, but the process of masking in video editing. Now, if you're making Gmod Machinima and you don't know what masking is, or you don't know how to do it, I'm just going to put this out here. We got problems. Major problems, and you need to fix those problems, or we're not friends anymore. Okay? So you might be out there saying, "Hey Psycho, what is masking? I don't understand." Well, I'll tell you. Just settle down and I'll tell you. Masking is essentially layering videos and only allowing parts of the top one to show through, or the bottom one to show through. You know what? I'll just show you in this painstakingly handcrafted graphic I made a couple minutes ago. So, we got two photos here. We put the one photo on top of the other. Now you can just see the top photo. But with masking, you essentially cut a hole in the top one, letting the bottom one show through in that hole. So what does this have to do with Gary's mod and videos? Well, let's just hop on over to Sony Vegas and I'll show you how this all goes down. Alright, so here we are. I posed / lip synced this scene of Sniper, and I did it on 2 Fort. I did it on 2 Fort because it's one of the worst maps, at least the outdoor area, to try and pose on, because there's so much going on in the background. So let me show you this.
You big head wankers.
So the lip sync is good and all, but there's shit going on in the background on each frame, and it looks pretty dumb in my opinion. So we're gonna use masking to fix this. So let me point out everything that's wrong with this. For one, we've got the clouds in the sky. They keep flying by crazily fast. We got the water down on the side. It's not a huge deal, but I notice it. And then we got the smoke up on the barn there. I guess that's a barn. And that's moving around too. And last but not least, we got light changes on our actor here because of the different the like lighting in the skybox and whatnot changes on this map. So some frames he's darker, some he's lighter. We're gonna try and minimize this as much as possible. So here we are. We're gonna mask. So how do we do this? First, we need a frame. It doesn't really matter. Maybe you want the clouds in the sky. We'll pick this one, just cuz. So move that to a track directly. Well, it doesn't have to be directly above, but it's a lot easier if it's directly above the video you're working with. So now, if I play it,
You big head wankers.
it's just the still, because this one is on top. So we're gonna go to Event Pan Crop. Now we get this. Right now I'm in position. I need to be in mask and need to check that to enable it. Now we click on the anchor creation tool and I'm gonna outline my subject. So here we go. Now when I'm next to something that is gonna move, I want it to be not on the moving object, if that makes sense. So it's going to be down here on his hat, so it's not in the sky. And then we can just go off the edge here, and match it back up. So what this is telling me right now is that this area here is going to be what is shown of this layer, because it's the positive mode. I want negative mode. That means that this part isn't going to be shown on that layer. So the only thing shown on this layer is this background image. So this image will stay constant while he moves his lips and those frames change. Now I'm going to go to feather. I'm going to feather it in a little bit. 2 should be good, because you don't want real sharp edges, because that'll be easy to see. So let's exit this and let's see what it looks like.
You big-head wankers.
And that was a bit laggy. Let's bring this down.
You big-head wankers.
Okay.
You big-head wankers.
So it looks better, but now you can obviously see this lighting change that's going on him. So we can try and minimize that even more. And we'll do this by feathering in even more. And making this mask closer to him. So I'm going to add some more anchors here so I can get it closer. And I'm going to move these. I'm going to move them in on him more. So more of the background shows. So less has a lighting change. Let's move this in. And actually move this in a lot because his body isn't moving at all. It's just his face. I'm gonna keep these tassel thingies. I'm gonna let them stay in there so they can move around a little bit. Let's keep these going up in here. And let's increase the feather. Let's see what that looks like.
You big-head wankers. You big-head wankers. You big-head wanker.
Now, actually, I didn't even need to keep his head in here. His hat, I mean. So let's bring this down even more. Now let's look at it.
You big-head wankers. You big-head wankers.
So I think that looks a lot better than before, and that was the goal. And keep in mind, you can do this for more things than just moving backgrounds. You could independently lip sync two characters in the same shot, and instead of having to try and lip sync them both simultaneously and getting the timing right, you can do one, then do the other one, and then mask them onto the same shot, as long as the camera's in the same spot. And you can also do this if you want stills moving, and then you could also have video in another part of the screen. So, I hope you learned something, and I hope when you're making your videos, you'll mask when it's necessary, because I think it makes videos look a lot better. So, I'll see you on the next episode in which I'm doing something else, which will be helpful and entertaining, right? Yeah, that's the spirit.